Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Hermitcraft. Boom, I'm going to take that. Been clearing out some dirt around here. It leaves behind the occasional block. You know those ghost blocks? They are pesky. Oh, they annoy me. But welcome back to another episode. I am excited to get going today. Oh yes I am, because loads of stuff has been happening on the server. We're gonna hop over the hill here and you're gonna see a lot of blue. No, it's not the ocean. It is the water that I have been spreading over all of this land. So as you know, killing the mycelium can be done like this. When it turns to nighttime and you've got water all over your mycelium, it will slowly turn to dirt. And we have covered a tremendously large area of land over here. I've got one water source there, another one just over the end, and we're starting another branch that goes off in that direction. These are things that I've been doing in the live streams, and I'll tell you what, I've been a bit of a derp again, okay? I apologise because there was a live stream just yesterday from when I'm recording this video. If you would like to see it, you can get a link in the description box to that video. As it was part of a Hermitcraft live stream day, which we've done before in the past. We've done several of these where the Hermits stream back to back for 2 hours each, and it means you can spend the entire day watching some Hermitcraft goodness. Now, I did a bit of a boo-boo because I forgot to kind of announce this. One of the things I'm trying to do, by the way, is get every single bit of mycelium covered, and that is clearly not covered. So yes, I just didn't time it very well. I've been very busy and hectic lately, and then I went, oh no, do you know what? I haven't got like a single video I can put the announcement in before it comes out. So some of you would have missed it, and that's my fault. I apologise to you. But the next one is going to be happening real soon, in under 2 weeks from now. So on your screen right now, by the power of video editing, there is an image on your screen, and it is the schedule. You can go to hermitcraft.com/livestream if you want to look at that in more detail and get links to all the Hermit's channels. Just in case it's confusing, Impulse and Tango are streaming together again, so that's why there's a gap in the schedule. But yes, back-to-back streaming from the Hermits for 2 hours. It's on the Sunday, like 2 weeks from now, so yeah, put that in your calendar and make sure you know about it. Now, our sheep over here are multicoloured at the moment. The reason that they are multicoloured is because we had tremendous amounts of luck during that live stream with this whole project. I'm telling you, I died loads of them, and within the first, like, I don't know, 5 or 10 that I killed, I kept getting the sheep's head. So in our project to restore all of these different heads, what a poor choice of words, to gather all of the different heads, check this out. We have 4 more sheep's heads, and we got really lucky and got a cow's head as well. Things are certainly going good here on the server. The sheep are looking fine. I haven't used this farm for a while. I haven't really been using any of the wool colours. I kind of like the old ones much more than I like the new ones, but this thing's great. Whenever we come over here, we get a ridiculous amount of wool from it. Now, I've got a project in mind for today's episode, something that we desperately need to do with our storage system, okay? Before we do that, though, we're going to check out the build that we've started in our base, and I've had loads of feedback from you guys. As always, thank you so much for your comments. This is a very slow way of getting over there, isn't it? I should use, I say, an ender pearl. That'll get us into our base quicker. So there's some things that we need to go over because the build is off to a great start, and we've got to tweak things a little bit. We've got to make sure that we do this all right. And so let's just take a look at the area. It's looking good, isn't it? I like it. It's going in the right direction. I'm messing around with slabs and stairs and bits and bobs up here, changing out some of the blocks. Thought I'd try some sandstone slabs over here. Not too sure about that. And our grass has fully spread. Now, I don't know how I feel about this. I feel like what might be nicer is to use some of those powdered clay blocks or just the clay blocks and do something colourful down here. What I want to know is, does this go with the orange of our theme? And you are not actually the cha-cha log. Let's try that as well. I don't know. I feel like these two, they sort of go together okay in a weird way, but I'm not really sure if that's the direction we want to take this in. Who knows? Anyway, the orange is here to stay. I think most people like it. There's a few people that are saying it doesn't look so good. It's here to stay because it's one part of many colours that are going to be seen inside of this base, and I think it looks great. And down here, winning by a landslide in our vote, and apparently I missed a couple of bits over here, you can see that this stuff just looks great. Thank you for voting, by the way. It looks awesome. And one of the things we need to do down here is change up this build style a little bit. Everything is clean and very, very neat and organised at the moment, right? And I've got some great feedback from all of you saying that what we need to remember to do is just to come in here and change the occasional block to like stone brick or cracked stone brick. Throw in some other textures just to break up everything because it's so squeaky clean. It looks brand new, and I feel like this place needs to look lived in a little bit. We also got to throw down some leaf blocks as well because the greenery looks good. Even it just being here kind of looks good. So we need to throw down a couple of blocks in front of these stumps, maybe some hanging over the edges. Just got to give it that lived in kind of look about it, right? Before we do any of that though, I have a little bit of an experiment to conduct. We got to remove the blocks from these pillars here. We're going to place something else. Also had a great suggestion, by the way, which may come in useful for some of you, that we could have actually used water here. I say could have, but we couldn't because we would have needed to have removed that block there. But if we remove it in the block below, when the water flows down, it's going to look for the lowest points, and that would be in that direction, so it would never touch the concrete over here. So there is a way. Unfortunately for us, it wouldn't quite work with what we got going on here, but there is another liquid in this game, aha, you know what I'm thinking about now, that we could potentially put into this space. Alrighty then, time to place some lava. Always feels a little bit dangerous to do this. Down your flow very slowly, of course it would. It flows faster in the nether, by the way, little factory in case you didn't know. You probably knew though. I like that more than I thought I would. We might keep that. I can't make up my mind right now. I want to wander around here and keep looking at it, you know. And that's something we've got to say about the creation of this base, is that it needs to be organic. We need to keep thinking about tweaking things as we wander around. And you'll probably notice me just adding, you know, stairs and slabs and tweaking things here and there as we build it and go around, because I think that's a good way to do it. Let things settle in and then decide on what you want to do. You know, what you want to keep over time. So we're going to add some more mobs head over here. I will say with the sheep though, we are just going to probably do this on live streams now, so you'll see more of these heads pop up as it's kind of the same thing over and over again, right? And it's a bit of a grind. We've added 4 more there. We had 2, 8, sorry, I'm adding them all together now. 2, 4, 5, 9 in total. So we're over halfway there, which is a good thing. I just got to put my foot down right now and say yes, this is wonderful. I love the direction this is going in right here. It feels like adding in green for that overgrown feel is exactly what this build needs. And it will mean that we have to change a few things up here and there. But I feel like this is going in the right direction, and as it becomes more consistent throughout the theme, I reckon bits like this where the leaves just crawl over the top will look absolutely natural. And it is seriously looking cool. So I've gone around and changed up some of the blocks, gives it a little bit more variation. I still think overall it sticks a little bit too much to being the same pattern, but we can change it as we go along. And I think those walls behind there will change a lot over time. Change is the thing that's going to happen everywhere all the time consistently. And let's talk about these leaf blocks, because I realised not only have they got to be here in the middle, they've kind of got to be over everything. So I might just start to, you know, throw down a couple like that, which is pretty cool. Just have them here and there. And where are the jungle leaves? I put them away. That's not what I should have done. There's somewhere in these chests. There we go. So we have a few different leaf types, and I feel like birch is the best one because it's not really bright, whereas the other ones, look at that. I mean, I feel like you should put them in behind other leaf blocks because it's very, very green. And so now what I'm going to do is just go around and throw a few of these down here and there and see what I feel about them as I start to walk by. Same thing for the jungle leaves. Really nice bold colour. However, our palette in comparison is a little bit grayscale, and the orange here isn't particularly bright. And I guess where it is bright, it'll clash with that a little. I don't know. We're going to mess around with it as we go around. And another thing we need to do here, by the way, is start sorting out these pathways and randomizing up the blocks. Because each time I've walked around and placed in some of these birch leaves, I'm just thinking, man, this stuff right here needs sorting out as well. So we'll come back and we'll do all of that. I prepared loads of blocks right here to start working on it, but it's not exactly an on-camera job right now, is it? So, oh, there's the lava. Got to watch out for that. We'll cover that up. Let's go down below, because I might be flim-flamming a little bit here. There is a decision that I might undo. Okay, now I absolutely adore how this concrete looks next to this achacha right here. However, now that we've got loads of leaves coming into the area, I can't help but feel that brown might all of a sudden be more fitting. And yes, of course, that would happen because the doors are placed on there. So I got to place all these doors down again. Well, do you know what? I don't mind. I do mind having a full inventory though. I don't want these items to despawn. I mean, it looks very nice right next to the the birch leaves, doesn't it? It's true, it's true. We might be changing this up again. I really do feel now that we've thrown in leaves, brown makes so much more sense down here. Makes it feel like dirt, and it doesn't work over here. So maybe what we can actually do is have both of them by having a little bit over here. But I don't think that'll work. I think the lava would look better than that, and maybe something else needs to go there. It's all going to change all the time, but one thing's for sure, these leaf blocks are to stay, and so that probably means I'm going to go around here and change this all out to brown at some point. Everything is going good. Oh yes. Putting in these paths around the outside just made a world of difference. Just gave me that confirmation, you know, that the build style we're going for here is awesome. And why is it? Whenever I hit record, I need to eat. I usually find that out right as I'm recording, so I stop and eat and then go back again because it slows you down a little bit. Over here though, put some of that clay up the top there. Clay, why do I always go to say that? Concrete powder. Gotta correct myself here. And I think that, yeah, it might be better if we have brown up there actually as well, as it just goes into the kind of natural themes so much more. This looks a little too industrial. Yeah, these are a couple of things that I tried out. Were they in the last video? I cannot remember. But let's swap those out for the brown ones. And over here, I've just destroyed some redstone. That wasn't very smart, was it? Over here, what I've got to do is swap this chest out because there is a block above it. And did that just go... Okay. Wait, yeah, it just went inside of the hopper. Well, it's safe, and that chest can go down there, and then we can put some of this brown stuff up the top. Well, clearly this is needed. In you go, and that is looking good. I really think that brown is the colour to go with. And you know what? Maybe a couple of leaves up there as well. But anyway, I will continue working on aesthetics and doing bits here and there as we go around. Right now we need to jump into the project for today's episode. I talked a lot about storage earlier on. Now it's time to get some of it working. We're going to build something over here, and it may require a little bit of preparation, so I'm probably going to dig down some of this big old wall we got right here. The view from over this side, I tell you, looking lovely. That corner area is going to look great when we build it over on that side. However, I don't want to copy like everything entirely and have it all perfectly symmetrical and all that stuff, which is kind of what I've just been doing. I've taken the shape of the floor that's in front of those chests and I've kind of mirrored it around this side, that side, and this one over here. So maybe actually we'll change it up on that one and that one over there. But for now, this is going to be exactly the same as on the opposite side. But when it comes to all those chests that we got out on display, it's going to be very different over here. We're going to build a bulk storage system. We're going to use Impulse's classic item filtering system. And my plan was always to use shulker boxes. We were going to have a ginormous amount of chests and a few shulker boxes at the bottom to fill up with some various blocks. And I put a few of them down over here. There's going to be a lot more as we have, I think, 6 sections of 6. So that is a lot of stuff to build. However, DocM has recently come up with a design that is pretty incredible actually, that relies on shulker boxes, and it's way better than anything I think I was going to do over here. So actually we're going to go check out his design, and maybe we'll actually build it in this area. I say maybe. We will build it in this area. I've already dug out the space for it, as you can see. So here we are. This is the place. Doc's giant skull, kind of like the headquarters of the NHO, I guess you could say. There's lots of traps outside here, so I had to use a few ender pearls to get over here and dodge those traps. Anyway, come inside and check this place out. This place is spectacular, I tell you. We're inside a giant skull right now. This place is menacing. And over here is where the storage system is. This thing looks seriously cool, but we're gonna start from the chest right here. If you just look backwards from where the chest is, this is a classic Impulse SV filter design, and that's what we would have originally built, and then had a load of chests, and some of those chests would have pointed into shulker boxes. That was kind of my plan. But then Doc has come up with this contraption, which is just wonderful. And I'm going to try and explain it because I haven't really watched all of his video for the full explanation yet, but I understand what it does, and we can actually see that down here at the front. Although there is somewhere else I want to look, which I believe is in here. Aha, and there's why there's some hoppers pointing into it. So at the front here you can put in your shulker boxes, and that'll fill up these ones here. Right, and they get dispensed here, and this is where the items go into. We can kind of see that. So what it does is it's going to fill up this chest down the bottom with shulker boxes full of items, and then when you need a material, you just grab the shulker box and you get 21 stacks. I think that is a really smart way of working with items. So that's what we're going to do. Then there's a whole bunch of other stuff going on here with sticky pistons and detectors, which obviously just figures out the magic for when this thing falls up. I'm guessing that the comparator or something here detects it and it passes on the signal. So we get a rough idea of how this thing works. And it might be a little bit expensive to recreate, but I want to do this. This feels like some next level Minecraft right here. So you guys, if you like what you see, go check out Doc's video. He's got a full explanation on how to build this and how it works as well. For now, I'm just going to take a couple of screenshots and then go and recreate this. There's the gates of the old NHO, something that Iskow built on the livestream day that I talked about earlier in the video. A giant Doc M head. That's superb. The texture there is perfect, like it absolutely looks like Doc's skin, doesn't it? Little bit of history for you, by the way. I'm not going to go read this book. Obviously, you should go over to Doc to check it out. Doc M, by the way, superstar. Couldn't agree more. Doc M, by the way, if you're watching this video, you might not have been thanks to this guy here. Back in the old school day of X having like 50 subscribers, Doc M was a guy who gave me a break, gave me a shout out, and got my channel going, really. Got me starting growing, and I'm forever thankful and very happy that we are playing on the server together, of course. It's just kind of occurred to me that we need to go hunting for quartz. We've got loads of comparators to craft. We've also got those observers to make, and luckily for me, I'm in my favourite place in the Nether to go and mine quartz. We're in the NHO's area, of course. Looks like they've been cheaping out on their portals as well, those guys. Not filling in the corners with obsidian. I don't know what's going on with that. The sea lantern's there instead now. Time to build, and a few ideas are rolling through my mind here. Originally what I wanted to do was curve this side over here so that each one of these came forward a little bit. So this one comes forward, then the next one's forward again. I'm not really sure if that's going to work, but it gives us a reason to change up the floor design and have this side be a little bit more different from the opposite side, which it will be when we build this. Anyway, I've gone and picked up some trap chests and chests so we can start placing these down. Something I noticed in Doc M's design is that everything led to a single chest at the front, and they had hoppers pointing into them. And the first hopper didn't seem like it necessarily needed to be there, so unless I've missed something, I think what we can do is have double chests, which means we can put more shulker boxes in them. Now probably we'll never actually fill them up, but it seems like a good idea to me, because that other hopper seemed kind of unnecessary, and of course a chest is cheaper than a hopper, right? So slight modification. No item frames on the front. We got the blocks below to show them off, and this brown carpet has torches underneath it. It was night a moment ago and everything was bright and luminous here, so that's where our lighting comes from for that build. As of right now, we're going to head over to the iron farm. It's been absolutely ages since I last went over there. I know there's going to be a group of iron golems, but I'm kind of curious to see how much iron we've collected. Rightio then, let's have a look. Oh, another one has come down. Oh, alright. Check that out. Almost a full chest of iron. We're probably going to have to expand the storage here. And we've got a couple more golem heads. That's awesome. Although, to be fair, we've got loads of them. Look at my inventory. I'm in no position right now to craft this stuff up. Alright, enough of the iron. I've laid this out now. And you can see the curve where the chest comes forward a little bit on each side. I like that a lot. That's going to stay. And these have been divided up now into sections of 6 because of that. And this is what we need to make one section of 6. All of that, plus a bunch of shulker boxes, and we've also got to craft ourselves some dispensers. I never really enjoy this too much, but if you haven't seen how to mass craft dispensers before, well, here is the trick. You basically make all of these and end up throwing them on the ground, right? It's not terribly exciting, I know, but you chuck all of those down. And there they are, a stupid amount of bows on the ground. What we've got to do next is stand on top of them so we can pick them up and then make the dispenser. And then we've got to craft all of them within 5 minutes, otherwise they'll despawn. And I've done this loads of times. It's easy to do a stack in well under 5 minutes. So there we go. We've got to now drag and drop them and keep putting them in here. But it got me thinking, in 1.12, the crafting system is going to change a little bit. We're going to have assisted crafting where we can have the items automatically put into the crafting bench. That might make a little job like this a lot less tedious. I haven't tried it in 1.12, but the server will be updating soon. Hopefully it won't be too long before it comes out, and I guess we'll try it again when it's out. All good so far, but this is the part where things start to go wrong, and I still haven't watched Doc M's video through properly. So I'm kind of winging it a bit here. When I place that, that happens, okay? But let's not worry about it, because when we put that in here and we give it another update, bam, that thing pops out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of these one by one, and hopefully they don't fall over like to the side. Like, what if that one breaks and goes over there? Maybe when you push downwards it always ends up in the right hopper. But we're going to take all of these back, and then we're going to install them one by one. Right, so all of the dispensers now have a shulker box, and we'll go through like this. Oh, it didn't work. We need another method. Okay, things are sorted out here. Everything's in place correctly. I was just being a little silly, and place the blocks in the right order now. So this is the point where this design separates, and then we have Impulse's item filter to bring the items into these chests, which filter down into this, which will put them into shulker boxes and into the chest at the bottom. Now, what I wanted to do at this point was expand the size of this, because the next step is to start building the filter, which starts with these hoppers pointing downwards like this. But I'm looking around and I'm thinking, this is a pretty big system that we're building. We want to keep it as light as possible. We don't want to go too unnecessary. And so if we have, like, not even a double chest full of shulker boxes down here, do we really need a big bulk storage up there? The chances are, when it comes to material like cobblestone and stone, we'll do a lot of digging in the area and we will actually fill that up. At that point, we don't really need to keep storing it, so I think throwing it away might be a better option. So my decision is just to keep this as compact as we can. So we're going to go straight into building the item filter. Here's a little trick. I can't place the redstone torch there. Well, I can place it off of the chest. That's pretty clever, right? I could actually also hop around and do it like that. But yeah, you can place blocks off the side of the other ones. That's always quite useful. So, all done. I've even conducted a test as well. The item filter is in, and we've filled up a chest full of stone. A shulker box, and what I should have done is renamed that, and the ones at the back will need renaming when they come through. And those are the most common materials, the ones that we desperately need it for, and maybe gravel as well. We've got chests upon chests over here of stuff that needs filtering into there. So I'm going to finish setting up the filters. We're going to put a few chests up there and dump things into them and start getting the shulker box filled up. But at the moment, I think I've got like one in each of these systems. I reckon it's this chest here we want. Yep, things are still disorganized, and look at that, we've only got 64 of these left to make. Sounds like a lot. We're going to need more. We're going to have to take another trip to the end dimension to make more of these things. But I will craft them up into shulker boxes for now, and we'll get that underway. And while that's running and all those things are filling up, what I want to do is come over here and start organising all of our books into these chests. I've done a little bit of it already, and you'd be surprised. I think we've got one book for everything here so far. Even the vanishing and the binding comes through on the fishing as well. So if ever we want to do something with that, we have a book for it. Alright, everything's been filled in now. And one of them actually is full up. I think it is efficiency, and I was kind of surprised when the light didn't turn on. We haven't done the redstone yet. Oh my goodness me, I make so much work for myself and it's hard to keep on top of it all. Anyway, there are some chests left over, but most of these ones are basically useless to us. They're not good enough, so we're going to get rid of all of these. See you later. And I'm going to leave them there on the ground to despawn. Now, they are perfectly positioned, because the area I want to talk about next is kind of here. Somewhere over there, probably in line with this, we will have an entrance that goes downwards to where you can collect the books from the chests, because what we're going to do in the future is go through here, and I would take that one for the unbreaking free. You know, go through them one by one, basically. I'm going to scan over here and look for the stuff that I want to keep. Oh, and that's a new one, isn't it? We haven't got that yet. And I probably... Oh, fawns. Probably shouldn't spend too much time looking at these. Hang on a second. So, wasn't there like a clownfish head that we needed as well? Ooh, mending. Distractions aside, what we'll end up doing is fishing out the books that we want and then putting most of the other stuff into the trash, although things like name tags we will keep, and then we can just wander over there and put them straight into this system. So I'm going to do the redstone for this now, because it feels like it needs to be done, considering that we've actually managed to fill up a chest, and being able to quickly walk over there and see which ones are full be a very good idea. Oh, that was the other thing. Yeah. So what we could also do is put a list of signs of ones that are full right next to those chests, just so that I can remind myself. So anyway, I'm getting a little bit confused here. Oh, we already got all 4 fish types. Right, I don't remember recording that, but yeah, we got all 4 of them. Ah, I thought I was done. I thought I was done. Then I realised, oh no, this is just the bottom row. There's another row to go. Doing some digging, using up lots of redstone. Surprised to see there isn't more of them on the bottom row that have stretched out this far. And it also made me think this is like a really good way to sort of visually see how much of the chest is full with the redstone wire. But you can never really make it look that good, right? Well, actually, it's not very good because the ones over here are completely distorted by this one, which I believe is unbreaking, which is pretty much filled up at this point. Redstone, 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 redstone. Oh, I've finally placed all of it, feeling a little bit frazzled. Oh. Let's go around the front and have a look. Because it's all working right now. No, it's not, because this light ain't on, man. What's going on? I just had to rebuild it a little bit. Oh, dear. I don't know why this is different from the test world. So the comparators should be there. Well, maybe what I can do is put you back there, put a block in front of you, and then you'll power that one. That is a little hotfix. We came up with that on the spot. Very good. Yay, the light's on. Woohoo! Do you know what I'm going to do right now? I'm going to dig a little thing over here. Just, in fact, I already started digging it, didn't I? But all those books are in the way. Just dig a little thing over here to kind of remind myself of what the plan is over here, because we are constantly developing this base all over the place. We'll be able to come down here. We'll probably build like a little array of chests, and then there'll be a nice back and forth to get them over there. This room's looking snazzy. Nothing's really changed though since before. I love that we got the lights up and running though, and we filled up tons of these chests, which is just great. So you know me, I always want to do more, but it's that time of the day where I have to wrap things up now. That looks terrible. But let me know with a comment down below, what do you think of the leaves over here? I think they're going to look great as they become more consistent throughout the build. And that is going to be it from me. This episode of Hermitcraft, if you have enjoyed it, leave a like. As always, thank you for your support, and I shall see you in the next one. So ciao for now. Bye-bye.